Hi, so this is my recording to talk about the 3 topics that we went over in last week's module. The finger perception, I really didn't know that was something that we should study. I thought it was interesting that in the video she thinks that she knows what finger that she has, but she actually doesn't. So I thought that was cool. The activity really showed how important finger perception is. I also really liked the activities. I thought that they were really interesting. I did mine with one of my friends, and it was fun. We both tested each other, and we learned a lot about finger perception and how it does really relate to your math ability and how you're going to succeed in the future. The other thing I want to talk about is the Joe Bauer video. I actually already finished my course at Stanford University, and she talks a lot about what you believe your ability is actually determines your level of ability, and I think that's true in a lot of things, not just in math. I think that she does have a really valid point that there's math brain, because a lot of times you do hear in classrooms like, oh, well, if you're not good at math, you'll be good at something else. And I think it's something as teachers we need to be aware of to make sure that we don't tell students that, we have to let them know that this is something that they can work on and grow to be better at. Because even when I was in school, I had the same ideas about math. I didn't think I was good at it. I didn't think I would ever be good at it. And no one ever really told me, well, you can learn to be better at it. So I really enjoyed her talk about the fixed mindset versus growth mindset, because I think that that's good background knowledge for us to have as teachers, that students who have the growth mindset are going to be more likely to succeed. So those are the kind of activities and the kind of environment that we want for our students. We want them to be able to achieve anything, and don't give them the simple math problems. Don't just give them the worksheets. We want to have them figure it out and use examples from the real world in order to solve their problems. And then the next thing we talked about was parent engagement. I liked the idea of the welcome letter. I thought that was really great in order to build a relationship with your parents. I also thought about a monthly newsletter, because I've been taught that before. So in the monthly newsletter, you show the parents kind of what you did over the last month, maybe any standards that you taught, and then you can also include what you're going to be doing next month as well, to kind of keep the parents in the loop, which I think is a really good idea. And then we read about norms in the classroom. The main things that I learned from that was the article Preparing for a Successful Beginning. So I thought it was really good that they included, to be a good teacher, you need to be able to reflect. And I think that's something that everyone's uncomfortable about. It's never easy to receive feedback. So I thought that it was really good the way that they described to be able to get that reflection. Like, if a lesson doesn't go good, what did you do wrong as a teacher? What could you have done better? And, sit there and reflect on your lesson. So then next time, if you see that your students weren't engaged, why weren't they engaged? Was it the topic? Was it boring? Did you not prepare enough? I mean, these are all things as beginning teachers that we're going to have to be aware of. We're not going to have the perfect lesson plan the first couple weeks. It's going to be a learning curve. So we're going to have to make sure that we can reflect on that. The other part of the article that I really liked as well was familiarizing yourself with the course materials. It mentioned getting to really know elementary math. This is something that I definitely need to do. I struggled in math a lot, so even when I was doing my observations for this class, a lot of the stuff I told the teacher I wasn't aware of. How they teach math sentences, like how the wording that they use, is very unfamiliar for me. So that's something that I'm definitely going to have to do some research on, and I know I can figure it out, but it's definitely going to be new to me. The last thing I want to discuss is the article that was talking about setting up your classroom. I thought that the visuals that they included in that article were really useful. The way that they had it set up, so you had your whole class learning area and then the pods or the desks pushed together. I thought that was really useful. And it also talked about having nice visuals, so like the numbers chart, the hundreds charts, the 10 block. Almost every classroom that I've been into has that at the front of their classroom where the whiteboard is, and I think that's a great tool for teachers and students to have. It also talked about having math materials easily accessible, and this is something each class I go into has a different method of how students get their materials, so I've learned a lot about that, but most of the time it seems to work better if you have one student who's the desk leader that gets all the materials for the students. And I think that is all I have. Thank you.